Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. How are you guys doing today, man? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know my day got started off on the right foot. Hit the gym, walked the dog. Finally in New York today. Like, we keep having these ups and downs of weather, and it's just so annoying. Have these 45-degree days, but it does look like we're finally hitting a nice stretch of 60s, 70s, and today was probably in the low 60s, sunny, beautiful out, so I was able to spend a little bit of time with the wife. Like I said, I got to take the dogs out and enjoy them for a little bit. So, when days start like that, you really can't complain, especially with the winter we had. But I do welcome you guys to the channel, and I appreciate you guys are here. As always, man, we couldn't do it without you. The audience, the way that the channel is being built, the amount of people that have come here, the amount of comments that we're getting, slowly but surely, we're building a good community, and we couldn't do it without you. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't been here before, please, by all means, drop a comment, smash the like button, subscribe, all that good that really helps our algorithm. And we really do believe we're doing our part to bring you as much valuable information as we possibly can to help you grow in your business and inside of this crazy plumbing boiler world. On this episode, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, let me bring it down just a little more. Yeah, me a little straighter, right? All right. Yeah, look, man, even right now, right? Like, there's nothing crazy. There's no productions here. It's me, and I have my camera, and I have a tripod, and it's just playing around with the angles and where you guys are getting the camera views from. I mean, again, it's just me talking to you. How hard can it be? But, I put this little sign up, so why not be able to read it? I found it funny, and I actually found it in a basement in Brooklyn, and I took it home, and I put it on the wall, and that's really all there is to that. So on this episode, I kind of wanted to get into the fact that there are genetics built into each person. And what do I mean by that? I have always found myself to be a fairly mechanically inclined person. I've always been able to look at things, diagnose them, take them apart, put them back together, figure out a means to a problem, and fix it. Now, on the other hand, there's always been the guy that needs a lot more guidance. And I don't know if it just comes from, I grew up in a generation, and I'm not old, right? I'm 43 years old. So I was born in 1982, so I grew up in the 80s and 90s before, the modern day internet and cell phones and all that. So we kind of were out in the world and kind of had to figure things out. We just played around with and entertain ourselves. We would just take things apart, put them back together, especially things that were broken. And then taking it a step further, for someone like me, I was doing a lot of inline skating and playing hockey and all these things, and I was into sports. So we were always building ramps and doing different things with random old pieces of wood throughout, wherever the property was where I grew up. So I don't know if a lot of who I am today as a mechanic, as a technician, has a lot to do with how I grew up. It's distinctly possible. I don't know the science on it, and it doesn't matter, but what does matter is I've always had the ability to look at something, figure it out, find things, whether it be in a basement or whatever, that could help me fix a problem, right? Thinking outside the box is really what I'm talking about. And I find that this newer generation, I sometimes on them, but I really have to stop doing that, because the truth is they also have a value that is not understood at this point, right? Because they didn't grow up the way we did. You can't look at everybody and put everybody in a box. Everybody grows up differently. Everybody grows up with different parents. Everybody grows up with different guidance. Everybody grows up in a different time era. I was grateful to have been born when I was, because I really got to go through pretty much all of my high school years without cellular devices and the internet the way you guys know it today, right? Even as it pertained to ordering things online now. Everybody, if your package comes a week late or within a week or after a week, you're so impatient because you live in this world where everything is instant. So Amazon, you can order something tomorrow morning, the thing's at your door. But I come from a place where we had to order things through a magazine or over the phone and pay with a credit card, and then you waited like a month or so to get the thing you ordered. So you had to learn patience. And I think that's the biggest thing that I kind of want to come on here and talk about. It's not necessarily patience in itself, but understanding that all these things help me evolve as a tech, as a business owner, as a somebody who's a problem solver. You know, whether it be in the plumbing field or whether it be in as it pertains to burners and electrical. Always been able to figure out a way to find results where I had issues. Where I find the newer generations having a little bit of a harder time with that. Now, again, I don't know if that has to do with how you were brought up. I don't know if people are still taking stuff apart, putting it back together. Maybe these days there's a lot more electronical things, but maybe people aren't taking them apart, right? The cost of goods is not the same. So it's like, you know, some guys just say, I'm not going to this thing, I'm just going to throw it away or order another one. These days, everything is supply and demand. Not supply and demand, but like when I grew up, they made things to last, and when it broke, you wanted to try to figure out a way to fix it. Now they make everything to break, so you buy more, right? It's capitalism. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Probably not even for this channel. But I learned as time has evolved that each guy that I train, each guy that I take under my wing, each guy that all my other guys take under the wing are different, right? Some really want to be in the muck. Some really have no problem getting dirty. Some have a little bit of a problem getting dirty. Some are really quick to learn. They're sponges. They soak up. Some, you have to go way further, way deeper into the weeds and for way too many times, in my opinion, at times, to teach some troubleshooting, right? And I also realized that the out-of-the-box thinking is like almost non-existent with a lot of these guys. It's almost like I have to teach you how to think outside the box, which is crazy because for me, nobody had to teach me to think outside the box. Yes, I watch guys, I observed. Maybe it's a lack of I don't know if they're not being observant or what the case may be. But in all of these little areas, I notice things have changed in a great way. And the purpose behind this video is really to talk about even teaching and learning and patience, right? Because as a business owner and as a technician and as somebody who grew up the way that I did, and you start putting all these things together, it can be quite frustrating when you're trying to take your time to take a guy under your wing, teach him because I am very much a big proponent of building a foundation. I feel like if we don't build the foundation strong with all the little tidbits that you need to really understand, because I also feel like in this business, once you build that foundation and it's thorough and it's strong and it's got rebar in it and everything, that it'll never crumble to the ground. Now, you might learn some things when you're building on top of it, and maybe those things are a little bit weak, and maybe you sometimes have to start from scratch there, but you never have to worry about the strength of the foundation that you build on top of. But as somebody who does a lot of training, who does take guys under his wing, it is very difficult to have a guy with you, teach him this, teach him that, teach him this, teach him that, and then still not really having a recognition of what it is that you're talking about. And I think that has a lot to do with maybe how these guys were brought up, you know. And again, I don't think it's across the board, but it's been a definite difficulty in the business, because I do a lot of talking and a lot of posts I've written about how you go about jobs, how thorough you are, how thorough you aren't, and how much tender love and care you put into the thing that you're doing. But I also have to be on someone who understands that if I'm not getting through to the team, I can't have these high expectations. Of course, as a business owner, I have high expectations. I always do. And because I also have high expectations of myself, I'm anticipating that those guys, they're thinking highly about themselves and where they're going to take their skills and their craft, right? So I want to see guys absorb. I want to see guys ask questions. I want to see guys really taking the bull by the horns and learning, because it's such a great business. But it has been very difficult to get through to some people. Now, it could just be my experience, right? You may be watching this saying, man, I absorb pretty well. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. That's fine. And that's great, man. Honestly, like, I would love to hear that, because if you're somebody who's younger, who absorbs and absorbs and absorbs and is doing really well, drop a comment, man. Let's hear about it, because those are the things that really help me. Maybe it's the direction or the people that I brought in, but I guess the other part of the problem is finding people has been a difficulty, right? Going out in the world, like when I came into the business, there were so many guys. You know, everybody wanted to be involved in it, and they were easy to find, and then they had technical schools and all that, but Time has changed now. Those technical schools have since closed. They're not really teaching the craft that way. Now, I'm not a big believer in scholastic learning as far as the boilers are concerned. I always felt practical on-the-job learning is probably best, but still, it left a nice trove of people that were coming, that were being injected into the industry constantly, and now we really don't have that. So, sometimes you have to take the good with the bad. But patience has been something that I've really had to learn. And then now I have to teach patience to the next guys, right? Because how I've always run the company is that I try to train a few guys, and then those guys can take guys under their wing. Now, I still show up, and I still do trainings and stuff, and I still fill the gaps, but a lot of my guys have come a long way, and they've been very reliable in terms of how they train the next generation. And like I said, I'm like the cement. I just glue it all together. I come in, we answer questions, we talk about things. But I'm just noticing that the patience is super important these days. The generation's a little bit different. How they learn is a little bit different. And as somebody that teaches, and I guess this probably pertains to every teacher in all different areas of life, is that you have to learn what makes a good teacher, in my opinion, is the adaptation between this person and that person and this person and that person. Some people have learning disabilities. Some people are space cadets. Some people are just slow on the uptake. Some people need it explained a certain way or this way or that way. So have to become a little bit of a chameleon. I can't just sit on my knowledge and say it how I say it and that's it. This guy might hear what I'm saying his way and it hits like that, and then the next guy might hear the same thing, but he still needs a further explanation or a different way of me explaining it so he can understand it. You see where I'm going with this? I just am noticing these things, and like a lot of other things, like yes, we come on here, we talk boilers. Yes, you've heard me come on here talk about systems, and we're going to continue to do that. That's what this business and this channel is really predicated on. But I also like talking about real world. I like talking about some of the difficulties, because the truth is I couldn't just talk about everything is this and this and this without talking about some of the difficulties. This is a difficulty, finding the right people that fit into the scheme. It's almost like a sports team, right? A championship sports team takes a good manager, general manager, a good coach, and then putting all the right pieces in place. They don't all have to be superstars. We've already seen how that works out. A lot of times that doesn't work. But if you have all the complementary pieces in place, right, and everybody learns to gel together, then you have a successful company and you have a successful business that could take you places that you can never imagine before in your life. So I hope you guys got something from this. It is a lot of me ranting, and I do apologize for that. But it is true, and it's something I think a lot about. I take great pride in how I teach people, and then now seeing the guys that I taught now teaching other guys is a really cool experience. Honestly, it really is, and it's kind of changed my perception on things. Like I couldn't be more proud of the guys. Our whole team. In reality, even the younger guys that are learning, like you can't. The no I in team thing is so real, and I'm feeling it and going through it right now as we speak. So. Hopefully you're a part of a really good team too, and hopefully, the future is bright for you inside of your business, or even if you're working for another company. Think about these things. Like, are you putting any of your own time into learning on the side, right? Or are you just spending the time you're at the job? I'm going to end like this. Your growth, and I tell my team the same thing, your growth is a you thing. Okay, yes, the people above you should be willing to teach. And in our company, we're very much like that. But with that being said, real growth is on you. If you want it bad enough, you will spend a little time on your own time. I don't care what it is that you're doing, taking a wherever you have downtime. Everybody has downtime. I don't want to hear you don't have downtime. Now, what you do with that downtime is up to you. I'm not telling you to dig into your family time or whatever. But I want you to think about these things. Because the very thing that could put you ahead may be the very thing you're not doing. So I want to end on that note. Again, if you watched the video this far and you aren't subscribed to the channel, or you haven't smashed the like button yet, please, by all means, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. You want to. Our numbers just keep growing. Every day I look, I'm super grateful for all of you. I really am. This thing just doesn't exist without you. Had we not had the numbers, had we not seen the subscribers take off, had we not seen the comments, who knows where these channels go. I feel like a lot of them come, they show up, and then they die off. I'm actually digging my heels in and going further. Like I told you, you're going to start seeing videos inside the boiler room. There are some things cooking that are definitely coming down the pike. So we're going to give you some different perspectives. And I hope you really get enjoyment out of this channel, man. We're like still in the bottom levels. We're still learning. But it's still going to be me, and I'm going to keep showing up for you guys. So I appreciate you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to talk about this topic, drop a comment below. I will respond. It's always me. Don't got to worry about that. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Keep kicking, keep killing in your business. Peace.